My own rose. What it's my roses alone. I saw Ruan Ning again in March. A delivery van pulled up outside my flower shop. The driver had extra roses and tried to talk me into buying all of them. I was counting stock and refused politely. It's a holiday today, he said. People will buy roses. My pen paused slightly. What holiday? White Valentine's Day. Boss guy, you clearly don't have a girlfriend. He laughed. I spaced out for a moment, then said, unload them. I'll take everything. Soon the shop was filled with roses of every shade. My clerk complained, boss. Hardly anyone celebrates White Valentine's. I do, I smiled, tapping my card. Hi. Ring up 520 stems. You can take the rest of the day off. It'd always been capricious, and she was used to it. Soon I was alone in the shop. The wind's chime by the door tinkled clear and sweet. I looked up and saw Ruan Ning at first glance. She wore a blue -, white striped tracksuit, her ponytail high and bouncing with every move. I was half hidden behind the sea of roses, so she didn't see me at first. She let out a soft wail, then turned and called to the photographer behind her. This shop is quiet. Let's hide in here first. She stood on tiptoe peering in. Is the boss here? I stood up. Across a room full of roses, our eyes met in the air. Just for a second, Ruan Ning looked away. After so long in the entertainment industry, she had mastered staying calm under pressure. She curled her mouth into a practiced smile. How much for one rose? I sat back down. Sorry, roses are not for sale. Silence hung in the air. I heard her murmur to the photographer to turn off the equipment. Moments later, soft footsteps approached, stepping through the roses until she stood right in front of me. Ruan Ning sat down casually. A flower shop that doesn't sell flowers, what's the point? I trimmed the stem slowly and smiled. The point is these roses are mine. I can stay with them from bloom to fade. They're my roses. Ruan Ning was once my rose too. I watched her grow under the spotlight, shared the process, but before she fully bloomed, I gave her back to the whole world. You have to take responsibility. The teacher isn't here. Ruan Ning sent the message. The sound of reciting surrounded her, buzzing like hundreds of wild bees. Her gaze kept darting toward the back door. Finally, a figure slipped in and sat down beside her in a flash. He exhaled in relief. What are you memorizing? His voice was light and rough from puberty, cutting straight through the noise to her ears. Her earlobes burned faintly. The teacher's going to check our recitation. He mumbled, the teacher's so unfair. He flipped open his book. How right? I've learned the whole dance. I can teach you anytime. Ruan Ning froze. At first? Kai Jing glanced at her proudly, a faint smile on his face. Glad you took me as your student. Huh? He mumbled yeah, and hurried him to focus on memorizing. Afraid of being kept after class, he covered his ears and buried himself in the text. He was focused, Ruan Ning was not. He was reciting a pastoral poem, one about longing for a peaceful paradise. The mood was quiet and gentle, but the boy read it in a rush, full of impatience. People always long for what they didn't have. Kai Jing, still in school, had innocence to hold on to, but he craved glitz and fame. Yes, he learned to dance not because he loved it, but because people loved watching him dance. Ruan Ning was one of them. She had seen him dance by chance the previous winter. The class had gone on a camping trip to prepare for the final half of senior year, but a blizzard hit once they reached the mountains. More than 20 teenagers shivered in their tents. By coincidence, she shared a tent with Kai Jing. He sat in silence, listening to snow patter against the fabric. Kai Jing spoke first. I want to go see the snow. No way. Ruan Ning was one of the leaders. The snow was too heavy and they didn't know the area. No one could leave alone. Wait until it stops. He agreed obediently. But when Ruan Ning woke up, he was gone. She was covered with his black down jacket, its furry color unmistakable. A note lay beside her. Not far. Won't get into trouble. Lake Hill. The snow had stopped. The camp was quiet. Most people still asleep. Footprints were mostly covered, only faint marks left. He hadn't lied. He really was far. 5 minutes later, she saw him. Kai Jing always smiled, his eyes curved into crescents. But Ruan Ning never thought his smiles were real. His eyes laughed, but there was no warmth in them. Now, standing in the snow, he was smiling at all. The boy was tall, slightly thin in profile. He wore a pale pink low-minus neck sweater, 3 distinct little moles standing out on his long neck. Sexy and cute. His face was clean and beautiful like clear but cold sunlight. The north wind blew, lifting fine, soft snowflakes that settled gently on him. He wore white earphones, the cord leading to his phone. His feet moved, his steps were unpolished but mesmerizing. She stared, transfixed. Kai Jing suddenly turned around and caught her gaze. She froze. Kai Jing smiled, the warmth spreading from his eyes to his lips. Ruan Ning, you watched me dance. Now you have to take responsibility. 3, aren't you going to teach me? Ruan Ning thought Kai Jing was being ridiculous. She refused flat out. She tossed his jacket back to him. Dancing is for people to watch, isn't it? Yeah, he said confidently. But you're either first. He told her Hed told himself to dance. Cal didn't get the hang of it, felt self-conscious, and was too tall to move smoothly, so he was embarrassed to dance in front of others. Ruan Ning asked, why learn? It's not on the exams. I want to be a trainee. She'd heard of that kids who trained at entertainment companies to become idols, debuting based on skill. Kai Jing sat beside her, counting on his fingers. Teacher says I sing okay, dancing is bad, can't do rap, all I've got is a good face. He looked up. Aren't you going to teach me? Ruan Ning had studied classical dance since childhood, only letting it fade in a high school. Dancing was hard. Kai Jing started late. No basics at all. She thought Hed quit after 2 days. But to her surprise, he gritted his teeth and kept going. With natural talent, he progressed fast. He wiped sweat off his forehead with a towel, eyes bright. Ruan Ning, want to sign up with me? Ruan Ning flipped through her book casually. No. Why not? Kai Jing lay on the floor. I've seen videos of you performing. You were amazing. Why give up? Kai Jing never beat around the bush. He stabbed straight at old wounds. Ruan Ning got annoyed, nudged him lightly. No resting. Get up and keep practicing. He truly loved dancing. He stood up and kept working on his basics, sweat pouring down. Snow fell from dry branches outside the window, melting slowly. After a long while, Kai Jing said, let's go. I'll walk you home. Ever since the winter camp in the start of winter break, Kai Jing had beat her up every day. His bike waited downstairs, and Hed look up and call, Ruan Ning, I'm here. Each time, she opened the window and saw him throwing small snowballs up at her. They fell mid-air, sometimes splattering him messy but lovely. She glad. Shut up and wait. Moments later, she snuck out and hopped on his bike. It wobbled through the snow, leaving faint tired tracks. His voice drifted to her on the wind. Ruan Ning, you're so nice, coming out to teach me even when it's this cold. He paused and said something else. The wind grew stronger, blowing his scarf wildly. But she still heard him. He said, actually, you want to dance too, don't you? For Ruan Ning is so cute. Ruan Ning didn't answer him that day. Winter snow melted quietly under weak sunlight. Water dripped against the classroom windows. A few drops splashed onto Ruan Ning's hair. She shook her head. Kai Jing beside her was doing homework, his English handwriting neat and elegant. Feeling her gaze, he didn't look up. Lucky you. No make minus up work. Ruan Ning held back a laugh. That's because I do homework while you're dancing. Kai Jing curled his lip. Huh, you weren't watching me carefully, huh? He twirled a pen between his fingers, clicked it shut, and tapped her forehead. You're just scared you'll want to dance too if you watch me, so you look away. Ruan Ning slapped his hand away expressionlessly. When are you finally going to quit? Kai Jing was stubborn, quitting lost in his vocabulary. An entertainment company was holding auditions in June. He wanted to try, but he didn't want to go alone, so he tried to drag Ruan Ning with him. He held up 3 fingers and swore, "It's just registration now. The audition is at the end of June. Won't mess with the Gaokao." Ruan Ning said, "Well, see." Kai Jing took that as a yes. He excitedly picked his ants to perform, stopped paying attention in class, and got called on by the teacher. He stood straight beside her. She mouthed the question to him, and he answered smoothly. Kai Jing was smart, the kind who got good grades without trying too hard. The teacher had nothing to fault, but refused to let him sit. "Kai Jing, are you sitting with Ruan Ning? When did I rearrange your seats?" Ruan Ning was dragged into it innocently. She hid half her face behind her textbook, big eyes blinking at him. Kai Jing looked down and met her gaze. His heart softened. All he could think was, Ruan Ning is so cute. His mouth moved faster than his brain. Before he realized it, Chidi said it out loud. "Oops." Kai Jing's heart sank. Sure enough, Ruan Ning stared at him, speechless. "Lie. Speak normally." He ignored the laughter filling the classroom and spoke seriously, making it up as he went. "Teacher, what I mean is Ruan Ning is so cute. I can't stand her math grades being not cute, so I'm tutoring her." The teacher waved a hand. "Fine. Ruan Ning, come up and solve this problem. Let's see how well Kai Jing taught you." Ruan Ning's vision went dark for a second. She stood up and walked to the blackboard. She gripped the chalk, stared at the problem, and realized Kai Jing really had explained this one to her. She pressed her lips together and wrote, the chalk tapping loudly. When she finished, she added at the end, "Teacher's cute today too." That got her out of trouble. With the teacher, yes. Between Ruan Ning and Kai Jing, no. Ruan Ning swore she hadn't abused her power to make him practice extra. But by the end, he collapsed on the floor, too tired to move. Ruan Ning stood up. "Let's go home." Kai Jing didn't move. She squatted beside him. "Do you really want me to be a trainee with you that badly?" Kai Jing opened his eyes. No smile, only seriousness. Ruan Ning's heart skipped. She held her ground and didn't look away. After a long moment, Kai Jing sat up. "All right." His head was lowered. Even his hair swirl looked depressed. "I just saw how much you love dancing. I wanted you to come with me, but everyone has their own ideas. If you don't want to, I can't force you." He looked up, eyes still clear and bright. "I'll ask one last time," Ruan Ning said. "Okay." Kai Jing froze, eyes widening slightly. Ruan Ning smiled. "Being a trainee isn't like it costs money." "Fine, I'll go. Sign me up." 5. Trust me. Afraid Ruan Ning would back out, Kai Jing logged on and registered her as fast as he could. He typed and asked for her info. She sat beside him, playing random games on the computer while answering. 18. Talent. Dancing. I guess. What type of boys do you like? Sunny. She realized halfway and turned to glare at him. Is that even a question? Kai Jing talked nonsense confidently. The company needs to know you fully. I know. You like sunny, handsome boys. Like me. Kai Jing. Ruan Ning almost regretted saying yes. Of course. Kai Jing didn't give her time to regret. He finished registering quickly, but kept his promise and canceled dance practice voluntarily. Later, classmates described the end of senior year as gloomy, hopeless, exhausting. Ruan Ning thought of it as fun, because Kai Jing had stirred up her 18th year, chased away the gloom, and left only brightness. The day the Gaokao ended was sweltering. She went home and slept until she couldn't anymore. When she woke up, Kai Jing was calling. Music played in the background. He sounded a little out of breath. Ruan Ning rested. Come dance? Ruan Ning teased. You're really energetic. But she dug her old dance shoes out of the corner anyway. She had loved dancing since she was little, not forced by her parents. Truly passionate. She had suffered, won awards, but none of it mattered once her parents said, We don't want you to go into the arts. Art was too distant for an ordinary family. Her academic scores were good enough. She could try that path instead. So Hardin's shoes were put away. Of course she regretted it. So, even though signing up was partly to keep Kai Jing company, Ruoning knew she was just following her heart, being reckless once more before youth ended. She gave it everything. In the mirror, she saw her sweat flying through the air. Kai Jing sat on the floor singing softly, as if afraid to disturb her. When the song ended, she ended in a squat and lay down. This is hard. She turned her face toward him. We have to sing and dance at the same time. Who can handle that? Kai Jing laughed. You're working too hard. Come walk with me. Ruoning blinked. Where? In Kai Jing's words, doesn't matter where. As long as we leave the studio. Ruoning complained that he was the one who dragged her there, and now he was the one making her leave. As soon as they stepped outside, both regretted it. June sun blazed. Everyone rushed into M-conditioned rooms. Only the two of them stood foolishly by the road. Kai Jing looked at the sun. Only 30 minutes till sunset. Hold on, we can do this, Ruoning said. I want to go back. She didn't get to, bribed with ice cream. She squatted by the road with him without shame and watched the sunset through the gaps between buildings. Twilight painted the boy's face. Ruoning, I heard you can make wishes on sunsets. Ruoning poured cold water. Stop reading so much juju manga. Kai Jing ignored her stubborn. Let's make a wish. I hope I pass the trainee audition. What about you? He turned to face her, smile clear and innocent. His expectation was hard to refuse. Ruoning lowered her eyes. I want to dance. Anywhere. Whoosh. Kai Jing raised his hand and grabbed at thin air. Under her confused gaze, he smiled. I caught your wish. Anything is possible tonight. He tucked her wish into his pocket. Trust me, 6-day youth without red carpets. Maybe we worked really hard. Maybe the sunset heard our wishes. Either way, we both passed the audition easily. 2 cans of cola clinked together, fizzing. Kai Jing rested his chin in his hand. Street scenes reflected in his eyes. Cars coming and going, quiet yet noisy. He took a sip. Adam's apple bobbing. He remembered something. What did you tell your parents? Being trainees meant staying in company dorms during breaks for training. She had hidden it from them until now. There was no way to keep it secret anymore. He fought badly. Her delayed rebellion burst out suddenly. Her parents were helpless. She refused to back down, locking herself in her room. You're usually so sensible, Kai Jing said over the phone. Standing downstairs. Why act so rash? She stood by the window. Screen still air heavy. His voice was clear. You applied to a local university. It won't mess with your studies. Ruoning had just been crying. I still read. I'm angry. Yeah? I always listen to them. Her voice was small. They said the arts path is hard. So I gave it up. I studied hard and got into the school I wanted. I just love dancing. I know it's difficult. Hard to make people cheer for me, but why won't they even let me try? Ruoning felt embarrassed and was about to hang up when Kai Jing said, You can try. I told you to trust me. Ruoning always thought meeting Kai Jing was the luckiest thing that ever happened to her. At first, HED pulled her into his world. In the end, he was always the one helping her understand her heart, convincing her parents, finding her stage. She moved into the company dorm with Kai Jing anyway. Life was simple. Close training, company and dorm. Vocal lessons and dance classes, no red carpets, no flowers, just practice, practice, practice. In early September, we started university. Freshman classes were light. We shuttled between school and company every week. Tired, but fulfilled. In late October, the company called all trainees for a meeting. A platform was launching to survival shows with many agencies. Each company would send selected trainees. The director spoke plainly. Fan votes count most, but the company will push certain people. Whether your e-like depends on you. Your popularity is how we negotiate debut spots. Harsh words, waking people from dreams, forcing them to face the cruelty of the industry. After the meeting, trainees left in small groups. Kaijing waved a hand in front of her face. Let's go. Neither of us felt like going out. We ended up back in the practice room dancing until we were soaked. Ruan Ning lay on the wooden floor. Is it starting already? Kaijing murmured in agreement. No guarantee we'll debut. But it's a chance. At least we get a stage. There would be eliminations. Even one stage was worth it. His mindset was enviably calm. Ruan Ning spaced out, then felt her fingers being taken. A hot, sweaty hand wrapped gently around hers. She froze and turned to look at Kaijing. He was looking at her. He stared at the ceiling, as if he could see stars through it. The practice room lights were bright, stinging his eyes. After a long while, he spoke softly. Ruan Ning, you know. Once we go on that show, we're idols. We lose the right to like someone. So he closed his eyes. Voice lower. Before we go, I have to say it. I like you. Seven, my sparkling girl. The company sent for people to each show. Unexpectedly, Ruan Ning and Kaijing became the most popular. Strong skills. Good looks, they gained huge fan bases. Training and filming workloads minus off, but news still leaked. Someone always updated us on the latest trends. Kaijing kept track of Ruan Ning's progress. We called occasionally. We both chose not to mention his deliberate confession. Like he said, once we entered this industry, we lost the right to love. Week before the finals, Ruan Ning and Kaijing met secretly. In the company meeting room, Kaijing was writing letters to fans. She sat quietly beside him. Training and rehearsals had worn her out. She fell asleep. When she woke up, he was still writing. Dusk was falling, the room was unlit. In the dimness, only his pen moved. She spoke glassily. You'll ruin your eyes writing like that. Kaijing smiled. Almost done. Silence fell again. After a long while, Kaijing suddenly asked, Guess when I first noticed you? Ruan Ning naturally thought of the blizzard, but Kaijing shook his head. Hell yeah, probably. Second semester of sophomore year. He thought for a moment. You were called out of night study to take a call. You were crying to your mom, saying you didn't want to give up dancing. Ruan Ning was embarrassed. You were eavesdropping. I was there first. Kaijing laughed. Anyway, it was a coincidence. I thought, this girl seems so cold normally, why is she crying so hard? So I wanted to help you. Ruan Ning stared at him in shock. Kaijing looked away. He'd just been bored and kind, looking for excitement in plain youth, wanting to help her fulfill a dream and find her stage. He asked, Do you like everything now? I do. Ruan Ning didn't know why he asked. Good. You were born for the stage. The spotlight belongs to you. He gripped his pen so tight his knuckles whitened. He wrote each character carefully. When he finished the last one, he looked up and smiled at her. Debut. My sparkling girl. It sounded like a beautiful blessing. Soon it came true. Ruan Ning debuted on her stage. Kaijing, however, was pushed out of the debut line as his screen time suddenly plummeted. After the competition, we started from different points. Even with his high popularity, his resources cowered compared to Ruan Ning's. We met different people, saw different worlds, and gradually lost shared topics. I heard about Kaijing terminating his contract while Ruan Ning was at a brand event. When it ended, reporters swarmed. Your former label mate Kaijing has terminated his contract. Do you know about this? What do you think? Her smile faded along with the noise. She didn't remember how she answered the reporters or how she got back to the louds to call him. He picked up quickly. She heard him say something to someone nearby, then moved to a quiet place. Ruan Ning opened her mouth, but tears came first. She cried silently. Ruan Ning? What's wrong? Still no words. You found out, Kaijing laughed. You've been busy, so I didn't tell you. I'm such a good friend, right? Finished the quest for you and bowed out. Time to do what I want. HED always been clearer, more sober, more in feeling than her. Ruan Ning sobbed, and finally cried aloud. It was like flipping a switch. Kai Jing's voice went silent. She checked the call log later. 20 minutes total. She cried for 17. He listened quietly the whole time. She never said a word to make him stay. What could she say? That she didn't want to walk this hard road alone? But his heart was in this. How could she ask him to waste more time with her? Besides, time had already chosen for them. At that crossroad, whether she wanted it or not. We went separate ways. The call ended. The dial tone buzzed in her ear. Kai Jing leaving the industry trended for 12 hours before being replaced by new news. Ruan Ning's schedule was packed. We rarely contacted each other. She only knew how he was from his WeChat moments. He graduated, became a university teacher. In his free time, he opened a flower shop. On opening day, he posted a photo of a sharply dressed man standing among flowers, holding hydrangeas, smiling brighter than any bloom. At that moment, she realized she had never properly said goodbye to Kai Jing. Years had passed in a blink. I never gave you those dreams. I'm doing fine, Kai Jing said. So Ruan Ning, don't look at me like that, like you're sorry. I'm the one who walked away. You didn't do anything wrong. Ruan Ning said nothing. Kai Jing smiled. Look, even though we're not together anymore, and we've grown up where we met each other, and we both got what we wanted, right? Ruan Ning's lips moved slightly. Did we? Kai Jing froze. Did we? The words were sharp, stinging his eardrums. He tried not to think about it, but kept asking himself over and over, did he really get what he wanted? He once thought he had. HED approached Ruan Ning to help her find her heart, step onto the stage she craved. HED pictured himself as someone who fulfilled wishes, turning away gracefully, feeling proud when looking back. He never expected to leave his heart with her. During the competition, HED had thoughts. Take Ruan Ning home. Be ordinary students, live without dreams, only with each other. But when he saw her on stage, smiling brightly under the spotlight, he knew he couldn't take her away. He didn't have the heart to. So he walked away, letting her run toward a bright future, never looking back at him. I did, Kai Jing said again, voice rough but firm. I have a shop full of flowers. I sell them when I'm happy, drink when I'm down, fish outside town on holidays, teach at university normally. He stopped trimming and looked up at her, smiling. What about you? How have you been? How has she been? Anyone with a social media account knew. She seemed to have everything she ever wanted: new songs, dramas, stages, variety shows, red carpets, a bright future, millions of fans. All lights and attention were hers, but with it came hate, doubt, betrayal, exploitation. She felt like she'd gained nothing. She'd stumbled through it all. She heard herself whisper, Kai Jing. So many people like me. Kai Jing blinked. That's great. She lifted her head and looked at him silently. The words she wanted to say churned in her throat, but when the photographer urged her, how she left was goodbye. Finally, a proper goodbye. But she still wanted to say, Kai Jing, so many people like me, but none of them are you. So really you're not okay at all. That night, Ruan Ning appeared on a talk show. She answered questions smoothly. As the show neared its end, the host checked the teleprompter. Last question, Ruan Ning. If you only had 3 seconds left to live, what would you do? 3 seconds. Ruan Ning frowned slightly. The studio was warm, her fair face flushed. She smiled. Then it's spent 3 more seconds thinking of you. Fans screamed below. Light boards waved. Ruan Ning smiled at the camera. No one saw her hand trembling out of frame. She thought if only life really only had 3 seconds left, then she could openly, recklessly, sincerely give those 3 seconds to Kai Jing, say his name twice more, and have nothing else to do with the world. After the recording, Ruan Ning returned to the dressing room. Her assistant said, A fan sent 520 roses. No note. Should we send them back like usual? The room was well minus soundproof, completely quiet. Ruining whisper keep them. He suddenly thought of the flower shop that morning. Haijing sitting among roses, smiling at her. What was the word? Just like old times. Haijing's smile was just like it used to be, shallow dimples, unrestrained, gentle. But something had gone wrong. We each had our own roses now. Blooming or fading, none of it concerned the other. We could never go back.